Hello, welcome in this tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to demonstrate you how to make a simple network at the OPT environment. So first we start by making a new project. We click here and we set the scenario name, and I'm going to call it simple network. And here we can set the duration from what time until what time. So I'm going to set the duration according to the data that I have. So I've generated some data for the purpose of this tutorial, and I have from 0 to 8. So I'm going to put here until 9. So 9 hours. And we can set the vehicle type. So here I'm going to demonstrate with 3 vehicle types. So I'm going to create a new vehicle type. I'm gonna call this one car2, car3, and I'm going to rename this one to be car1. And this is how many number of equivalent cars we have. Of course, we have to save our project, so we click save. I'm going to save it here, simple network. Save as type OPT, save. And of course, if we try to reopen it, it's over here, open, and there it is. Everything that we saved. So let's go and define our road sections. So we are going to define from to where is it going. So I'm going to call it freeway 1 start until first on ramp. Here we define the length of this section. We define it to be 0.3 miles, and then we go to the lane properties. Here we can define how many managed lanes or general purpose lanes or auxiliary lanes we would like to have. In this case, I'm not going to have any managed lane. We are going to set 4 general purpose lanes with a capacity of 2,000 vehicles per hour, 65 miles per hour free flow speed, and a jump density of about 150. And now we can put our traffic demand with an update period of 60 minutes. So and here we come to our spreadsheet and we copy paste these values. So we copy here and paste them. And as we see, we have our values here. Of course, don't forget to save. And we can just run this and check what comes. So we see here our demand profile that we set. So now we can move on and add additional sections. So we are going to, this section is going to be extended from the first on-ramp until the first off-ramp. And we are going to define it to be 0.5 miles. So, and here we select copy from the current section in order to obtain the values of the capacity and jump density that we set previously, and of course the free flow speed. As we see, we have these values that we set previously, and now we can add our on-ramp. So we go here, click add on-ramp. We can define the length of the on-ramp, if we want to have a managed lane, how many general purpose lanes, and what kind of on-ramp, is it inner ramp or outer ramp. In this case, we are going to have an outer. As we see, it was created over here. And of course, we can define the capacity. So I'm going to set 1400, 65 miles per hour, and again here 150. And we can also input our demand. So we go here and copy paste them from the spreadsheet, copy, and we paste them here. And we are going to add as well an off-ramp. Again, we can define the type of lanes. So one general purpose lane, you can add of course multiple if you want as well here. So 1400, 65 and 150. So here we are going to put the split ratios as we have defined them for different vehicle types that we have. So we are going to set them here. And I am going also to add an auxiliary lane for the sake of this one, because it's entered here and we have an auxiliary lane. So we are going to set this one, the auxiliary lane, to have half of the capacity for the general purpose lanes. I'm going to add the same speed, 65 and 150. Of course, we are going to save again so we don't lose our progress. And then we go and add our second section. So the second section will be from the first off-ramp to the second off-ramp. And this section we are going to define to be 0.7 miles. Click OK. In this case, I don't need an auxiliary lane, so I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to add my second off-ramp. So we're adding this. Again, we are going to copy and paste the values from our spreadsheet. So we're going to add them here. We copy, split ratios, and we paste them here. Of course, we are going to save, so we can also click Ctrl S to save it, so we don't need actually to go to the file and click save, so we just press Ctrl S. And now we are going to add a new section. The new section will be we'll go from the second off-ramp to the second on-ramp. This section we are going to define it 0.5 miles. And we are going to add another section here, so it's going to be, so we are also planning to make a lane drop, so we are gonna call it, so from second on to lane drop, it's going to be 0.7. So we are going to add now our on-ramp. We add the on-ramp. I don't want a managed lane. I'm going to add a general purpose lane. I'm going to have one general purpose lane. Of course, we are going to define 1400, 65, and 150. Also, we need to keep in mind that we need also this one to define it. 1400 as well here, 65, and 150. Alright. So now we can add our traffic demand. And we can obtain here second on-ramp. We copy and pasted it and put here 60. And we are going to make our last segment is going to be end of freeway 1, and we are going to have also here our lane drop. So we are going to save this, and now we can run our simulation. So we'll just go here and run simulation. As we see, the simulation is running. There is the simulation is complete. So here we have our total VMT, our total VHT for the different types of vehicles, and our total delay. And here is a time series of the network VMT, network VHT, and of course the network delay. We can go also to individual links and check the corresponding time series and aggregate. So the demand here, flow, vehicles in general purpose lanes, as well here, flow in aux lane, general purpose lane, aux lane as well here. And we can see that for every road segment that we have. So now we are going to create our first route. So click here, new route. So we are going to name this as test route, and we can select our origin, which is going to be from the beginning, so from the start of freeway 1, and we want until the end of freeway 1. But also we can choose like any intermediate one here. So for example, until the second off-ramp. Let's choose this one. So now we can run again our simulation. And of course, as we see here, we have our contour plot, and we see here there is a bottleneck that is created, and the queue propagates until here. So what happens that, as we remember, we have a lane drop over here. So it was the demand here practically is about 6,200. However, we have a lane drop here, 3 lanes, so that the capacity here drops to 6,000. So the demand exceeded the capacity, and that's why we have the formation of the bottleneck and the corresponding queue. And in addition, you can see as well here the delay that is being created and the increase of the VHD, and of course the number of vehicles in the general purpose lane that practically are at the queue. So, and of course, again, the network VMD and the network VHD, as well as the network delay. So in this session, we saw how to create a simple network and add several sections, add general purpose lanes, remove general purpose lanes, add auxiliary lanes, and create on-ramps and off-ramps, and of course add their demands and their split ratios, and create a route where also we can see our contour plots. So thank you for joining this session.